Now, Adam Silver has caused quite a stir in WNBA world because he just went on the Today Show and he was talking about the WNBA CBA. And here's what he had to say. He said, "I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue."
Officially, the WNBA is in disarray. NBA Commissioner Kathy Angelberg, Adam Silver, the boss, is allegedly getting married. Heads. The players are upset. The proprietors are panicking, and the league as a whole's. One person's future could depend on them, Caitlin Clark. The irony is awful, indeed. The same athlete who kept the league afloat could be the cause of its self-tearing presently. Separate. Who is truly losing control, then? In this place, the conflict between Kathy and Adam Silver and Angelberg are not new, but it's blowing up in public this time.
Increase in this cycle of collective bargaining, and they deserve it. So what he's talking about here is the revenue share that the players have been fighting for. So essentially what the players have said in these negotiations is that they want to be paid more when it comes to their salary, but they also want a higher percentage of the revenue split because currently they are only getting 9% of that revenue split. But we have went over it a million times, you guys. The structure of the WNBA, the finances in the WNBA, and the structure of the finances.
And Caitlin Clark, the trigger. Yes. Yes, you heard correctly. The identical player. They filled arenas, increased ratings, and made the WNBA a popular subject. Weekly has now, inadvertently, become the catalyst for an intense power conflict among the league's leaders, as well as the unity of players. Let's resolve this. Come on down and play in English. At the moment, the WNBA is currently in the midst of an CBA talks and a bargaining agreement. Players and the league are located there. Officials quarrel about salaries, funds, incentives, and above all, income sharing. In essence, who receives how much? The pie. Adam Silver appeared on national television on the Today Show and stated that left everyone speechless. Share, I believe, is not the appropriate perspective. So there's a lot more money in the NBA. The players' earnings will increase, and they are deserving of it in this cycle.
WNBA, as you know, they're calling for players in the WNBA are calling for more money. They 9%, I believe, accordingly. They get 9% of total revenue compared to roughly 50% of the revenue of NBA players. Should they be getting a larger share of the revenue in the WNBA?
Yes. I mean, I think share isn't the right way to look at it because there's so much more revenue in the NBA. I think you should look at it in absolute numbers in terms of what they're making, and they are going to get a big increase in this cycle of collective bargaining.
But not a higher proportion. Translation, you will receive a rise. But don't anticipate sitting with the older children table. At which point, Kathy Angelberg's the nightmare started. Because as soon as, according to Silver, the WNBPA is the players' union lost it. They returned fire. Tagging Adam in a snarky post, Silver states bluntly, "I don't want to." Adam Silver should be shared. Yes, the official account. Not a fan page, not a burner. The WNBA Players Association itself went to completely petty on Instagram. However, what followed truly made it awful. In essence, the league spokeswoman called the union's assertion is deceptive. They claimed that the WNBA had previously provided an unlimited revenue sharing scheme connected to league expansion. That is, we provided. You simply didn't read it, but you got a deal. Thus, Kathy Angelberg is now trapped in the middle attempting to soothe irate gamers, while also avoiding open conflict with Adam Silver, her own supervisor, who officially has the majority of the funds. Because nobody enjoys this phase. Mention. The WNBA is not even the exclusive owner of itself. The league controls just 42% of its own business. An additional 40% is owned by the NBA, and outside parties own the remaining 18%. Pulled in investors back in 2022 when, in essence, the WNBA was pleading for financing.
What the solution is. Now, in true WNBPA fashion, they decided to clap back on their Instagram account to Adam Silver's remarks. And they posted this. They said, don't want to share at Adam Silver. So they literally tagged Adam Silver, used a screenshot from this interview, and posted this in their Instagram story. You guys, I do not know what they think doing that will accomplish. You know how there's that meme where it's like 0 days of whatever? It's like 0 days.
Expert. Not at all. Having fun. Definitely.
Was like, we call BS and we see you. It's like, I don't understand what posting this does besides stir up more drama. People are like, ooh, look at them. Look, it's like, no, we're acting like children. Should be acting like a professional organization. You have to work out these things at the negotiating table, not on social media. Like, this is so childish to me. And when I saw this, it just reminded me of how draining it is sometimes to cover this league, because it's like seriously?
Consequently, even if Angelberg desired to divide the players' earnings 50-50ths, she can't, like the NBA. The league lacks the power to do so, and now the players are interested in facing just one man, who is actually maintaining the lights, Adam Silver. For this reason, each owner, the sponsor and investor in the room is terrified in silence at the moment, since if the players refuse to play and dig in the absence of a new agreement, we're considering something the WNBA has never seen: the timing, a lockout, and history. It couldn't get any worse. The upcoming CBA due date occurs on Halloween, and believe me, it's going to be frightening for all those concerned. According to the WNBA, they are fighting for equity. They assert that they're underappreciated. They desire a greater proportion of league income, not only pay increases. And that sounds good on paper. Just here's the problem, though. The WNBA's never turned a profit. Even with arenas are being filled by Caitlin Clark, increasing ratings and preserving the sales of tickets. Thus, let's consider that in a different light. You're losing money each season, and your players want a larger portion of the losses. Adam, that's the argument Silver is being made. However, in a PR-friendly, Kathy Angelberg is attempting to use words. She tried her hardest not to say that aloud, since she is aware of how quickly the internet would pull her along. However, the players disregard the numbers. There, Caitlin Clark is indicated. There, said, observe the masses. Observe the ratings. Take a look at the sales of jerseys, where, at last pertinent, we are worthy of more. This is the awkward part. There, not incorrect, as without Caitlin, this discussion, Clark, wouldn't even be occurring. She is the cause of the. Owners can even use their power to bargain for a. She is the reason for the new media contract. Sponsors arrived because of her. Ratings surged and attendance soared 400%. All of the players' metrics to make a direct argument for greater money from the accomplishments of Caitlin Clark. And that's why everything about this circumstance is both terrible and amusing, because Adam, in essence, Silver is telling Kathy Angelberg, well done, your players desire a raise, and your golden child will benefit from it. Fault. The league became dependent on the effect of Caitlin Clark. It's paying now. The cost. When she was hurt before, everything fell apart this year. Ratings decreased. Talk shows ceased bringing up the league. ESPN's coverage of the WNBA was poor, so strongly that they had to cancel one of their new Talk shows in a few of weeks. Injury presented the proprietors with a harsh reality. Check out the excitement without Caitlin Clark. Goes away in a day and you can bet. Adam Silver saw it, and he's most likely pondering while seated in his office. See, we're not performing a 50% because of this. Share of revenue. Remove her from the equation, and the figures deviate from a cliff. In the meantime, the participants are. No, this league is expanding. Due to all of us. Additionally, Adam Silver's silently giggling. Really? Since we witnessed the ratings in her absence. For this reason. Between two options, Kathy Angelberg is caught in time bombs ticking, her players. Adam Silver's aspirations and reality. Verify. All public statements now appear like repairing damage. The union charges. Running out of time is the league. The league charges the athletes with out false information, and fans are picking. Sponsors and sides are anxious, observing from a distance, wondering. Perhaps they ought to even extend next year's contracts. Everything about it feels akin to a soap opera, but with less baskets and additional turmoil in the boardroom. The name Caitlin Clark is behind it all. Continues to appear like a ghost. Because, regardless of her feelings, she's become the focal point of each argument, the evidence of achievement, the justification for increased compensation, the power in every discussion, including former WNBA players. Rebecca Lobo and other players are acknowledging it. Previously, there was always a genuine possibility that the NBA might cancel, and this is too much. However, these days, franchises are overpriced. The value of women is excessive. The sole explanation for their excessive value, currently due to one player's popularity. The panic is palpable. Underlying those statements, everyone is aware of the truth, but nobody is willing to speak it out loud. Noisy. The league's continued existence depends on. That's a scary thing, Caitlin Clark. Stance that any commissioner should occupy. Kathy Angelberg is aware of this. Adam Silver. The players are aware of this, and they are currently arguing over who receives, who is compensated, and who receives credit for her impact. For it. The most amusing aspect, despite everything. Despite the turmoil, the WNBA continues to lose money. Their media deal has been tripled to roughly $260 million. However, that's pocket money. Change in contrast to the billions made by the NBA. The WNBA's revenue share of 9% seems awful. However, when you understand that there's no profit to split, it's nearly pointless, but attempt to convey that to the players' union is making demands. Openness, charging the league with concealing its actual statistics, as though there is a hidden profit vault located in an office in New York. One participant even stated, "We are being used by the NBA to generate revenue. A reality check. They're paying you to continue to live." That's the issue, Kathy. Angelberg is unable to speak aloud. The NBA's been supporting the WNBA for almost 30 years. If Adam Silver had ever stated, the league would declare, "We're done," and fall apart by the summer of next year. Nevertheless, here we are, threatening to walk. The players are quietly, the commissioner's office, worried about the consequences if they truly do. The whole league, the image of empowerment, is in jeopardy. The same. They have been marketing that women's narrative. Basketball is at last flourishing. Potentially disastrous if the 2021 season doesn't occur. Who do you think will be held accountable? Clark, Caitlin, Since if there isn't, the 2021 season will see all sports outlets claim that everything began when the Caitlyn. Everything changed during the Clark era. Not because she committed any wrongdoing, but due to the fact that her triumph made everyone acknowledge the league's brokenness.